Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be continuing the Korean War, which broke out in part 1. And before it ended last video, well, we did a part where North Korea basically fell, but was basically brought back, basically. And other things that happened was it became global. And yeah. And it's World War III, basically. The Western Hemisphere, all the fighting has ceased to exist. But in the Eastern Hemisphere, the fighting is still raging on, with the American Navy and Chinese navies confronting each other in the Pacific. And America makes a full-on blockade of China as they advance through here. That's like a main area of naval fighting. I think we may do some here. For example, this is not just example, but they blockade Pakistan from the coast. Along with China was blockaded. And yeah. Let's go to the North African front. After American soldiers arrive, well, Algeria is forced out of Morocco quickly. Their next goal is probably either the Middle East, which I'd say they would pick before Europe, just saying. And yeah, as Algeria is put on the brink of collapse, as the NATO forces somehow invade it. Fine, not NATO forces, they're probably mostly not even here. And yeah, as they take Algeria's capital, and they push Algeria to the south. Eventually, Algeria is just unable to fight. And the desert falls. But really, they didn't gain any of it as the country surrendered. And yeah, the fall of Libya is going to start now. And well, during the fall of Libya, Libya is invaded on two fronts. One by Egypt, the other by America. And then Italy makes a third front by deciding, yeah, we want to join. And remember, Ethiopia switched sides in the last video. And with an American plan being proposed to work up into the Persian Gulf with a big naval attack on Iran and Pakistan by the American Navy. India's Navy, Saudi Arabia's Navy, and all the other nations help as they bust this naval area. And well, get air supremacy, and then, well, they invade Pakistan. India does. And well, this invasion's pretty swift, as India has done pretty well in this war. Actually, they haven't got invaded yet, with America's army marching into Iran. And Saudi Arabia's army continues through Iraq and into the oil-rich region of Iran. Well, Iran is eventually forced to retreat troops, which is actually a major blow. Except Armenia and Russia try to hold it back. But Russia's fighting on multiple fronts, with even marching into northern Iran. With Iraq basically left to nothing, it collapses. And India's troops continue in the Pakistan. China's struggling now, but they decide their best bet is to push India back. Which they think is a good idea until it ends up in a stalemate. Which is just great. I just like stalemates. As India is invaded on two fronts by China, quickly stalemates. And the other front is in the mountains, which also quickly stalemates. I wonder why. Not like it's in the mountains. As Laos is falling, as Laos is probably getting bombed even more, even though you're the most bombed country. Like, that's just gross. And I hope you guys are enjoying this video. We are at 411 subscribers right now, guys. And you know how far that's from our goal? Well, 189. So, yeah. Do you think we can do it by July 1st? And also, thank you, because we met the last goal. With the Chinese Navy dipping into the South Pacific, and busting through the naval blockade. But if you think America's out of plans, look down here. They just set up their blockade down here with their vessels. How did they get them there? They went like that, literally. A lot of vessels probably will get destroyed. And then they go to the Philippines and use this. And let's see how the Europeans are doing. With most of the naval fighting here not really happening that much, as much. With Finland kicking the Russians out, but I don't think the Russians invaded. And with the Eastern Front getting worse as Russia's now trying to hold back this front, Russia's starting to be more and more spread thin as the Japanese Navy attacks them. Why would they do that? To take Sakhalin, the island. With Russia's Navy stationed in Vladivostok ready for conflict. Although it doesn't do so well. And yeah, some of their islands are still purple from when they were on their own team. No, yeah, that's right. Guys, how's it going anyways? Comment how your day was. It's just something to do. With much of the naval dominance being split off from its base in Vladivostok. I don't even know if that's really where the Navy is. If anybody knows, you're welcome to comment that, because I'm not that great. I probably don't know the location. But I think there probably is weapons stored up here. I'd be willing to bet. But I don't know for sure. Hence why you should research. And yeah, as they cross into the China, with Russia now spread even thinner, they race for their final offensive. What kind of offensive, you may be wondering? Well, a final offensive. Or at least they hope it's not. They even rush towards Ankara. But they're stalled out. Then they try this one. They sneak their way down. They somehow are successful in this. I don't know how. And they get towards the gates of Istanbul. Then in Ukraine, they make a bigger offensive into Poland. But American troops are now arriving. And, well, Russia made a big tactical mistake. But realizing this, they just retreat all of these troops out. Well, about 99% with like 10,000 getting trapped. Which may sound like not a lot, but I'd say there's a few million troops, so it's definitely right, not a lot. With the Americans doing this. Why isn't Russia trying naval landings? Because they aren't able to. Well, as we can see by their wars. Snake Island, amphibious landing, oof. River crossings, oof. Yep, exactly. With Poland's offensive, and eventually Finland is ready. Finland has been preparing for months, guys. You know what Finland's about to do? Oh yeah, Finland's going to invade Russia. Who doesn't like how in mapping videos Finland likes to oof Russia? Finland is so strong. Like, you have to agree. And, well, the Americans get to Turkey. And, well, that's a big deal. As it's a mega breakthrough. And why is it called a mega breakthrough? Because I said so. They even get into Nishkavan. And then they move up into Georgia, but are stopped by the Russians. For like 5 minutes, probably. Oof. Why do I keep saying oof? Don't even know. With American troops now entering Pakistan. But then they realize, well, what are we doing? With Afghanistan not needing war with the US, just saying bye. Tajikistan says bye. Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan. And then everybody's like, what happened to this team? And Mongolia's like, yeah, we don't need to fight anymore. And Russia's been sent a peace treaty, which they refused. as they are kicked out of Ukraine in like a month. Well, yeah. With Russian forces being routed by American forces, because American tech is better, I think. I don't even know, but I guess it's better. Who even knows what America is actually capable of? Does anybody really? And yeah. And then the air at the fall, the Russian fall begins. With them taking Belarus, and the people of Belarus overthrow the government and surrender. With Russia still not giving up. Even after St. Petersburg falls and the people are protesting. Ukraine reintegrates Crimea into themselves, as Russia's kicked out of Georgia and Azerbaijan, and Russia is overthrown with a peaceful government being installed. Well, a passive government, as they surrender. But this is so far their surrender, but really their surrender. They already had lost this to Japan army. With the imminent collapse of Iran beginning. And everybody waiting for the invasion of China. Oh, wrong color. This is going to be a mess. And yeah. The fall of Iran beginning, Iran eventually gets overthrown. Same with Pakistan. China gave two options, basically. Leave the war and we won't take any land, or stay and we will. The Chinese government basically says, we don't need a fight anymore. Our economy is already dead meat. Wait, what? What? Yep. War kills your economy. Didn't you know that? I hope you did, at least. That's why we should never fight. Be good, don't fight, and love thy neighbor, I guess. I don't even know. But if you want to know why the West wins, it's because the West is just the West. The more open your military, the stronger. Wait, what am I even saying? The stronger the military, the more open it is. Obviously. But the less open, the weaker and more corrupt. With Myanmar just being like, well, before they say, well. Yep, that's basically the government there. And then China takes it upon themselves to kick every Western engagement in their own soil out. But nobody cares. Because it took like a day. And Pyongyang falls again. North Korea says no. Kim Jong-un disappears. Wait, what? Yep, that's exactly what will happen, I guess. And then the fall of North Korea happened. And there's going to be a few treaties. The first one is going to be the Treaty of Asia, the Treaty of Beijing, which will imply all of Europe and Asia and Africa. And then the Treaty of Washington for the New World. And we will start with the treaty in Cuba, Central America, and Venezuela. And let's see what this looks like. And yeah, they don't get anything out of the next treaty. None of these nations in North America do. North America and Greenland is North America. Iceland, you could say, is technically half North America tectonic. Look, Brazil expanded into Venezuela, so did Colombia. Panama did nothing. Costa Rica, El Salvador, and Guatemala all expanded into Nicaragua. Why? Because they can. And why do I say because they can? Because they can. Well, yeah. And America says, we own Alaska. Canada says, really? We want Alaska. Didn't you say that in the treaty? And then Canada somehow snuck that in without the Americans realizing that they would get Alaska after the war. And America is angry. But Alaska is happy. Why? Who even knows? But yeah. And while in the Treaty of Beijing, people are skeptical, as the leader of this treaty will be India. Yep, they lead it. And Russia doesn't like this. Russia doesn't really care. Russia says, can we trade oil? Want a new pipeline? They say fine. But yeah, let's see what happens. Let's go to the treaty of this. Of basically unites. Russia takes over Belarus. Japan gets back the Kuril Islands. Yep. And a bit of Russia they take. Russia gets smaller, but still large. Probably still the largest country in the world. Egypt almost doubles in size. America took land. Yep, they took the oil-rich region of Iran. Definitely not because there's oil there. Definitely not. And while Algeria lost quite a bit of land, Belarus lost too much land to function on its own. It lost about a third of its territory. And they were both overthrown into republics, so who cares if they reunify if they're democratic? And while many nations in this world are better off, as technically openism is seen better. And, well, China has a coup, and they are made into a republic. Yep, how did they get that weak, you may be wondering? War does that to you. And how come BRICS was on two different sides, all divided up? Because it's BRICS. Do you really think it'll work? Well, probably will. Maybe will. Maybe not will. You know, it's an economic alliance with nations that hate each other in it. And South Africa wants to arrest Russia. Yep, that's just working. Perfect. And so, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe so we can get to our goal of 600 subscribers by July 1st. And I think we can get there. Because we're 189 subscribers away from there. Which means we're getting there close. We're getting close to it. Hard to believe we're once only at 400. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. That's all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, share this video. Wild Mapper out.